Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. I'm Zemo, the dad in DPS, and today we are back with yet another Skyline Valley weapon video. Today's one is going to be Helga, the Gatling laser. But before we get into that, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. So, the V63 Helga has anti-armor penetration, we have the damage while aiming effect, and the 90% reduced weight. For all intents and purposes, it is an actual decent god roll on a Gatling laser. However, it doesn't seem to have any of the additional effects that some of the V63 weapons have. If it does, someone can leave a comment down there. I genuinely don't notice anything, don't see anything. I've not been able to find anything about it. But yeah, the only thing that makes this weapon different from one that you rolled yourself is the skin. Now, what we are using on here is the true charging barrels and the prime receiver, as well as the beam focuser that was already on there, and we're just going to test out the damage. I expect it to be, a pretty decent weapon, but realistically, it doesn't separate itself from a regular Gatling laser. It's a god roll. It's a great god roll on paper, but nothing really separates it from a regular Gatling laser, unfortunately. So, this is the build we're using. It's nothing special, it's just a basic heavy build. There's some things here that are utility perks for other weapons that I'm using, but this is just basic, nothing special there. I'm not optimizing it specifically for this, I'm just using things that help with this. Alrighty, so we have brought this baby to Westec, and what we're going to do is we are going to test it properly. Now, I've reloaded it just because now it has more ammo in there. Now, we're using the charging barrel, which significantly reduces the fire rate. So, it makes it a lot more ammo efficient, a lot easier to use. And this is the kind of thing, like, if I were to use this with regular barrels, this thing would tear through these guys a lot quicker. But, if you want to get headshots, if you want to be more precise, charging barrel's definitely really good. It's actually far better than I remember it being last time I used it, because I've had a lot of comments and a lot of people saying, oh, use charging barrel, it's really good. And I get it. It reduces your DPS. I'm going to flat out say it does reduce your DPS, but it increases your accuracy with it and ammo efficiency. And with this weapon, ammo efficiency is a very good thing to have, because if you are not ammo efficient, then you're going to blast through your cores pretty quickly. But this one is really not. This is actually more akin to using a Gatling gun than a Gatling laser with the fire rate that it has. And I really like the Gatling gun. I think it's one of the best guns in the game in terms of utility, usability, and just overall friendliness to new and to older players. And this brings this in line with it. So I'm actually loving this. I'm surprised at how much I love this. Now granted, would I use the charging barrel against bosses? Probably not. Probably not. I would probably recommend using the charging barrels against other enemies. But you're seeing, like, it does have like a... Like when you go to use it, it has like the first kick up and it fires a load of rounds right away. So in theory, you could sort of go... You see what I'm doing? Like, you could sort of get some extra damage out of it that way. But overall, I think it's very usable, very good with the charging barrel, and it would be doing sick, insane damage with the regular barrel as well. With any of these videos, obviously, we bring it to Jeff. Now, Jeff is a big old stinky bathtub monster, and what we're going to do is we're going to wait for him to wake up, and then we are going to try and cripple some of his limbs first, because I like making him slow. Yep, there we go. But you're seeing, like, this is not killing him particularly fast in its current form, but you can see the damage we're doing. You can see if I was using the regular barrel, he would have been dead already. I mean, we had time to cripple his limbs and just watch him fall over and die. So I definitely think that this is good damage. Basically, the best way to look at it is charging barrel is what you want to use if you want precision, and then the laser barrel is what you want to use if you just want to spam the living crap out of stuff. So, against bosses, the regular kind of barrels. Alrighty, since all of the other creatures are dead, we come against the Mirelurk Queen. She seems to be T-posing. I don't know if she's... Okay, she was underground. I was very confused. Now you're seeing the damage this thing is doing isn't exactly great in its current state against her, but she is losing health at a relatively steady rate. I'm not too fussed about it. If we were using this on the regular mode, it would have probably already killed her. This is the kind of power of this weapon. It's a very decent weapon. If you're wanting, once again, to use it in a proper DPS fashion, use the regular barrel that's going to, spam lasers into this thing from orbit. But if you're wanting just precision and take your time with it, ammo conservation, then the charging barrel is definitely a good solution to that. And when it comes to the Mirelurk Queen, always target the legs. Never target anything else. There's no point. You're not going to do any damage targeting the shell. It just bounces off them. And with any of these videos, we go into expeditions to test out how the ammo works. Now, I'm going to spoil that right away. When it comes to this weapon, you are... Oh, goddamn pollinators. You are not going to be getting like an exorbitant amount of ammo from the expeditions itself. The reason for that being is there is a chance that these enemies will drop you ammo. But it's a very low drop chance. And this is the kind of problem with it. Sorry, these guys are not the weakest of enemies in terms of damage. Now, this is the problem with it, is that you are in a situation where essentially you might get ammo back, you might not. So when you come in here, the charging barrel is, I keep accidentally reloading. The charging barrel is ideal because you can essentially potentially get ammo back. Because by the time you get through your 1000 ammo, if you're using the charging barrel and you're using like, God, what's it called? The power user. There's a chance that one of these enemies will drop ammo for you. But more often than not, what you're going to get is stim packs. So there is still a reason to use it. I would still recommend that you're probably better off just using other weapons and getting the ammo that way, and then just not using this during expeditions. But at the same time, like you're seeing, like we're able to kill enemies. It's not like we are struggling to kill anything. Things go down relatively easily. Like I definitely think that you are going to get your ammo back if you're using this weapon in here as its current form. If you're using it as the regular form, I think you're going to struggle. I think you're going to struggle if you are just absolutely bombarding ammo out. But like as you saw there, we've gotten one Ultrasight fusion core, so we are definitely up in ammo. We are definitely in the positive, the net positive in ammo in this situation. So with vast amounts of enemies, depending on the version of this expedition you do, there's some where there are a lot more groups of enemies. You could come out of this with a massive amount of ammo. Like, it is entirely plausible and it is entirely possible. But more often than not, I think you're going to find that you won't come out with a massive amount of ammo if you're using regular barrels. Charging barrels, yeah, 100% you're getting more than the ammo you're using back easily. Like, there's not many enemies in here that take more than like 4 or 5 shots. If you get headshots, especially if you're a better aim than me, for example. But you're seeing, like, you're getting other ammo as well. So you are getting something out of it. And, if you can manage to get, like, 3, maybe 4 Ultrasight cells during the actual general use of the game, like, you're in so much ammo positive. But I would say the drop chance for them is quite rare. I mean, you've seen how many enemies we've killed so far, and we've only received 1. And I'll just kill these enemies just to show you if there's more. And it's a luck game when it comes to this. You might end up with a massive, vast increase of ammo, or you might just end up with a moderate amount of ammo back. But if you're going to do this in here, use charging barrels. Do not use the regular barrels. It will not be worth it for you. So, that was the V63 Helga. Now, what can I really say about this gun? It is just a Gatling laser. There is nothing special about this. I have versions of this weapon on other characters and on this character. And while it is a very good drop and saves you having to roll one or find one, I found it's a relatively common weapon for me. I seem to get this almost exact roll more often than not, so it's a very strange one. But everybody is different, and some people might struggle to get this exact weapon. So as a drop that you can get from either Neurological Warfare or Dangerous Pastimes, I forget which one, it's actually decent. It's decent. It is a god roll. It is a very good Gatling laser, and while it doesn't make the other versions of this weapon obsolete, it certainly does make it far easier to get, and then make it more of a kind of reasonable choice. But that's just me. You might believe and think differently. What's everybody's thoughts on this weapon and the weapons like the Olga, the ones that don't have any additional effects? Like, do you think there was any point in making them the way they were? Either way, guys, if you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you all next time in the Wasteland.
Through the dark, moonlight's dimly shining, a shadow creeping. Feel your hearts entwining, a twisted mind, seeking prey to devour. In the dead of the night, he gains more power. His bloodshot eyes, the fire burning within, a predator lurking ready to commit his sin. He moves in silence, you can't hear a sound, chasing shadows, hunting till you're found. Chasing shadows, he's the hunter.